welcome back to Wake's Garage, and in this installment we're going to show you how to sharpen blades and put it on and balance. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by tipping a lawnmower correctly, and this goes for any type of lawnmower. You find the exhaust or the oil dipstick and you want to dip it on that side. The reason for that is on the carburetor side there's a breather, and when you tip it this way all the oil goes through the breather into the carburetor, so every time that you try to start it, that's why it smokes like crazy after you start it. So we're going to go ahead, locate the dipstick, and here's the muffler. So we're just going to go ahead and tip it this way. Okay. So when we tip it this way, the number one safety thing, make sure you undo the spark plug. That's on everything, because in some mowers they don't have clutches. They're hooked right into the crank, and if you go ahead and try to loosen it or tighten it, sometimes you'll get that momentum running and the mower can actually start on its own if that's in place. So I've already done that, so let's go ahead and fundamental tools. Just get a impact. You're going to do some blue Loctite, a Sharpie marker, and a grinder. Let's go ahead and take the blade off. Just for time purposes, I've already sharpened one blade already. So we're going to go ahead and remove. And while you're in here, make sure you scrape off everything in here. So as you can see, you want to scrape everything off to get a good balance. Now there's two type of balancers out here. We have a magnetic wall mount, which I use because I do a lot of sharpenings per year. And since I've already done that, I've already balanced it. And a lot of times when I do pre-grinding, I go ahead and balance the blade prior. So there's a lot of junk on here, so that's probably the reason why it's misbalanced. But again, this shows you exactly what it does when it's misbalanced. The second one is the Weeble Wobble. They're about 12 bucks at Lowe's. This gets you in the just in the ballpark. You go ahead and just use that. And as you can see, it's a little bit lower on this side than this side. And that's how you use one of those. We'll just go ahead and put this one on to check it. And that's pretty balanced. So that's how you use that one. So now, how do we sharpen? Well, we're going to go ahead and get a bench vise or something that can hold the blade in. And we're just going to take it and again, scrape it off. I know I already did this, but I'm doing this for time. So you're just going to go ahead and lock the blade into the bench vise. And then there's an angle that you're going to want to adhere to. So you're going to take a angle grinder of some sort. I like to use floppy wheels because the floppy wheel doesn't take as much material off and it gets it real nice and clean, and it sharpens it pretty quick. So we're just going to go ahead and sharpen this way. Okay. Get it real nice and clean. Okay. So after we're done with that, there's a taper point off up there. As soon as you hit that, see how it just tapers into a point, you're done. And then after I'm done doing that, I like to take a stone of some sort, a machinist stone or anything like that. It's just like if you're sharpening a knife at home. There's a fine and a coarse side. In this case, since I've already done the top side, I'm just going to take the fine side and I'm just going to go ahead and sharpen that. And you can feel it with your thumb. Now for the paper test. Awesome. So after we're done with that, and again for time, once you're done with that, we're going to go ahead and rebalance it just to make sure. And I know I got to spend a little bit more time because I got to clean this again. So I'm going to say it's good. Well, in this case it's good, not good because not balanced. Now, the question is, why do you balance a blade? Well, what happens is when you're rotating this at about 2,500 RPMs, if you have any misweight on the end, it could actually vibrate the lawnmower, and you could actually get numb hands and everything else, and you can destroy the motor because there's a bottom seal down there that will prematurely wear. And then when that happens, mower's junk. You either got to get a new motor or get the engine rebuilt. Okay, quick cap. So now we're going to take the blades, we're going to pre-assemble them. We're going to take the blue Loctite. I like to use the 242. It's good stuff. I use it on a lot. And plus 2, you can break it later. So you're just going to go ahead and apply a little bit on the threads like this. You're going to take your blade assembly. See how I got the hole up? And some mowers, they got a center like this, but this has got a clutch, so you can see the clutch assembly back there. Please do not run these on just running it on like this. You'll actually strip it out, and then you got a whole other mess of stuff. Go ahead and self-thread. Once you self-thread, then you go ahead and take your impact or your breaker bar, and you're just going to go ahead and tighten it up like this, okay? Now, if you're using a breaker bar, a lot of times I stick my foot right here, and again, when you're ratcheting it on there, you're going to use your foot as a brace. Now, make sure if you're on sharp side is wrong side. Just remember that. So we're going to go ahead and tighten that back up. Once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and reverse, put the mower back upright, and then you're going to put the spark plug boot back on, and you're ready to go. Hey, thank you for your time. Hopefully this hints help you.